Welcome back. I've not made a video in a couple of weeks, because at Easter, got people coming around and things like that. The house has been filled with screaming kids, so not really a good time for me to make any kind of video. So I thought I'd just make one now, and we'll have a quick catch up on where we've come from and where I think we're going to go with a few of these coins, the ones that I've been following the most anyway. And we'll see where we're likely to end up. So let's start with Bitcoin, obviously. So this goes all the way back. This is the hourly chart. Here we are in April. So we saw the big bull run. We saw a small pullback. We've seen our constant bullish sort of movement, slow and steady gains. Always hovering just above this 5,000 mark recently, and then we saw a nice big run up here to test a brand new support level, which it failed to get past, which is around, roughly speaking, $5,600, and we saw 1, 2 and 3 attempts, and then we came back down to a correction, and then we saw some more movements up, and then just here on the 25th, just yesterday I believe, or a couple of days ago, we saw a big sort of plummet down, and that's really got nothing to do with the general trading sentiment. That was to do with the sort of tether conspiracy, fraud conspiracy that happened, and it's just scared everything across the board. All the coins took a pretty big knock from that, to be honest, and that's got nothing to do with their actual prices. That's just bad news that affected the whole of the market. So we kind of bounced back up, but still, we're trickling down. Now, without that, this probably wouldn't look too much different. We would have probably had a correction, or this would have maybe just been this little dip here would have been a bit more slow and steady, and I expect that we would have seen this price maybe towards the end of this month. So around the 29th of this month, 29th of April, we're leaving the 60-day cycle that Bitcoin tends to follow, and I am expecting a pullback. Now, everybody's talking about the golden cross that we had, and we have had a golden cross. So that's generally a very bullish sign, and to be honest, that is expected, because I believe in all my heart that we are in a bull market right now, and we will be for quite some time. So the golden cross has happened, we will be going up, no question about that, but that is more of a bull trend in the long term. If you're a short-term trader or just interested in the prices, we are going to go down, and I believed that as soon as I saw us back here in April. To be honest, there's no way that we can sustain this kind of price for this constant level. It has to come back down, and it will come back down. The question is, where is it going to come back down to? So last time I predicted that we're probably going to be coming down to around, perhaps maybe even 4,000, maybe even a little less. I think that realistically, if you're looking to put some buy orders in, or you're unsure whether to buy at this price, anything from around 4,500 would be, in my view, a safe bet, and that's where I'm sort of looking at. If I start to see the prices fall, I'll have a quick look at the chart, see how the movement is, and maybe purchase around there again for the next bull run, which I intend to stay in for quite a while. Now, that doesn't mean it's a safe bet. This could come down a lot further than that, but the question is, when are we going to go down? I'm expecting any time from the end of this month to the next 2 weeks, we'll start to see gradual corrections, maybe leading us all the way down to here. Worst case scenario, we'll be back down to here. I think that might be a little unlikely, but anything's possible. Are we going to go back up again? We're not going to breach this 5,600 mark anytime soon. If you're looking to buy, just bear in mind you've got a lot further to fall than you will to gain in the short term. That's where I see with the Bitcoin. So we'll move on to the next. So let's have a quick look at Tron. So Tron, I've failed to understand really what's going on with Tron. Doesn't mean it's a bad coin to invest in. That I do like their technology, but their charts don't make much sense to me at all. I find it a very unpredictable stock to purchase. and as a result I've kind of left it alone. I might be picking some up quite soon, to be honest, because it's hitting a relatively low level, a level that's been trading at for a while, so I can't imagine it falling much lower than that. It may do though, but if it reaches the sort of the 0.22 mark, I think it'll be a decent buy without having to worry too much about losses. But I've really failed to understand a lot of these bull movements, and I got no idea why it's making such large gains and then huge corrections afterwards. It looks a lot to me like some form of manipulation, to be honest with you, because it doesn't warrant this kind of movement. This is so volatile, it just makes no sense. And to look at where we are now, I mean, there we are at the beginning of the big movement there, the bull trend movement we had from Bitcoin, and we're trading just around the same level as it already, and I'm expecting it to come down a bit more. So that's Tron, really. Like I say, it's very difficult to understand and very difficult to predict. Litecoin. So Litecoin is it's a huge mover. It made huge gains, massive gains, from the beginning of April, and we've seen slow and steady decline. Now this looks to me more healthy than a lot of the other coins, and to be honest with you, this is what I expect to see from the Bitcoin price in a longer period of time. So the two coins aren't really connected in any way. They do follow the same trends roughly, because Bitcoin drags all the other coins along with it. So whatever Bitcoin does, a lot of the coins often follow. Litecoin, no exception to that really, until the bear starts to kick in. So, is this a good price to purchase it at? Not for me, I'm afraid. No. Looking at it now, we are falling further and further down, and I expect we will find corrections, perhaps all the way down to $60 over the coming weeks. Within an 8-week period. I'm just going to keep looking at it. I'm not going to be sort of making any purchases on Litecoin, and that is kind of my target. My target is to see it around here, around the $60 mark. Unfortunately, even though you've got a lot to gain with a coin like this, because when it moves, it moves. It also moves in the other way, and at the moment it's definitely moving down, so I wouldn't touch it for the moment, not even for a short, because it's so volatile. We're right in the middle here. It could go either way, even though it's more likely to go down. The risk and the reward don't match up enough for me at the moment. Right, Ripple. Ripple's always been a coin that I've been quite fond of, probably because I've got some form of previous emotional attachment to it, because I made quite a sizable gain from that years back. Well, say not that long ago, before the big bull run at the end of 2017. I bought around £200 worth, and within a month that had 10 times in its value. But in saying that, looking at this graph, looking at the charts here, it's looking pretty sorry for itself. It's actually lower now and has fallen even lower than it was before this whole bull trend movement that Bitcoin had. Now if we just stand back and have a look at this graph and have a look at these movements, it looks like it is not going to recover anytime soon. I do feel that it's going to go even lower than this. I've got a very strong feeling that we might even see a 25-cent Ripple coin within this next 6 to 8 week period, and I'm kind of holding on for that. If I do see a Ripple around that price, I probably will buy a nice chunk of that, because that is a pretty good price for a relatively good investment in the long term. Ripple has a huge company behind it. It's not going to go anywhere. It's got so much money in it, and it's actually a coin that will find itself difficult failing in the long term. It's a slow burner, but when we find a bottom level, like I think we are going to find a new bottom level, then I am definitely going to pick that up. But at the moment, it's with all these coins right now, it's a difficult time to be buying, and it's also a difficult time to be shorting. It's definitely, for me, a waiting game. Wait till the middle of May before I can make any realistic decisions on where things are going. But by mid-May, I'll probably have more of an idea of where most of these coins and others, because I do follow a lot of other coins like ADA and things like that, but where they're all going. I've not bothered with a video on ADA because that's taken quite a knock, and I've sold pretty much all my assets with cryptocurrencies at the moment. I'm not trading anything, so but I will make some more videos in the coming days and weeks if there's any more movement than the ones I expect, which unfortunately is just down. Everything's going down. So just to wrap it up for the moment, everything's going to be going down. There's not any coin on my radar that I expect to be trading that's going to be going up, and I've got certain targets that I'll be looking to make purchases at, and they're all a lot lower than the prices are for these coins at the moment. Alright, well hopefully you enjoyed that video for what it's worth, and don't trade anything that I'm saying. It's just a little tip and things that I'm looking at doing. Don't do anything because I'm doing it, because obviously that's your money and I don't want to be responsible for your money. Alright, thanks a lot, take it easy, goodbye.